Hey everyone, happy Valentine's Day. It is February 14th, 2026, and it is 2 a.m. where I am. So, got a lot of stuff going on out there. Things have gone a particular way, it seems. For centuries, they've had a particular pattern. And it could very well be that, we're continuing in this pattern. Or it could just very well be that they have discovered what it was that they needed in order to pull up out of this situation fully, and that could be what's happening now. We do have a lot of folks out there who seem to be very upset that they didn't get what they were looking for or what they were expecting, so with their magic. So it seems they're having to go door to door collecting what it was that they were not able to magically obtain. There's a lot of threats. And I don't really feel that it's necessary to kind of repeat that, so I'm just not going to. Instead, I decided to get up and turn the lights down low, start a fire, make some tea, get my beautiful tea here. This is a fabulous tea. Welcome to the channel, everybody. I'm kind of just half, put together. I didn't really do anything except stick a clip in it and light my fire and get going. So let's see what storyline Spirit has for us this morning, shall we? Planetary circumstances that a lot of people are leaving. They got to leave, but then we got a whole bunch of stalkers out there that have lost their earth angels. They were not able to seemingly harvest the merchandise like they typically do through their magical deaths and such. So they've got the locations of some folks that they want to replace or they want to gain a hold of. This is not going to happen. This is not good. Well, we got death. Okay, so they got death on the mind, and that's what's coming to them, right? So they need to harvest. So God's actual sons and stars, the true sons and stars who were survivors, and then they were identified, and then they were claimed. So you got those out there who were not identified or claimed, and now they're looking at those who were as their inheritance. So the stars and the suns are getting their inheritance, and then you've got those out there who want to compete for your inheritance, which isn't a competition at all. It's just a flat-out attempt to take from you what you have earned, because without it, they will cease to be, and of course, that doesn't sound appealing to them. Nor does it sound appealing to you, I imagine. So let's see what's happening. In the central energy, Spirit, Holy Spirit, what's happening with this shift here on behalf of the collective, this collective that's watching this channel? What's going on, please? Well, we got the Lovers, the strength of two together. I've heard these ones talking about separating the females from their spiritual counterparts. It seems that, I've seen those who have like they have a spiritual marriage and a contract, and then so between these ether things, and so now it's like everybody's kind of working it to come together and to get rid of those who have been siphoning, but they want to replace the lovers. They want to trap them and then replace them, right? We've got the lovers. Challenge is judgment in the reverse. I turn the lights down low. So, punishment. Some kind of punishment? Some kind of destruction. So, the twin flames may have come together. And, it seems to me that I heard somewhere that these ones were worried about that happening because they would then be connected to source and then have judgment called upon them. This curator, he feels that he owns all of life upon the planet, even though he doesn't. But he's got a lot of folks out there, these universal pirates or whatever, they really feel that this is where it's at. We've got the King of Pentacles here. Working together in the recent past. King of Wands. Intentions and expectations. Nine of Wands. You're resilient. You're holding your boundaries. This is the last stand. This is the last stand. Apparently, this harvest or whatever, he wants to be done by September, whoever he is. This is like this harvest season. And, so the people who have earned reward, many of them, I feel, get trapped at the crossroads by these ones and harvested from. There could be some kind of a punishment from the upper dimensional realms for robbing them of their true twin flame that had the ascension gifts by harvesting them and sending them a replacement, rather. I hear they're pretty upset about that. Being bamboozled like that, because keeping their true power couple, their true twin flame. They're not very happy about that. In the near future, Ace of Cups, love. So you got a big old cup of love. You got these folks out there. It's so freaking weird. It's like they got these like replacements, these and they this whole thing is running on the life force of humanity, literally. You think the Aztecs, making human sacrifices, you think it ended all that time ago? Oh, no. It's still very much active. Magical deaths. The lens is being looked through. Poisoning and then sick care. Poison synthetic medicines, which are soul traps. They feel that as long as the body, the soul or the spirit housed in the temple, they feel that as long as there's medicine used, that they have a right to harvest the soul. If they poison the temple bad enough that it requires some sort of medicine to bring homeostasis, then they feel that they have successfully conquered that soul and they have a right to harvest it. And you know what's even more insane is that the concept is actually being entertained by people. It's like, proper nutrition and all of that, and a non-poisonous food supply would solve most of, and a parasitical cleanse and pure water would solve the majority of every problem. And it's so wild to me that they insist this is the reality when it's just so not. The lens that's being looked through is the Seven of Wands, trickery. So they're out here trying to get away with something deceitful. They're talking about some kind of a military operation, which sounds strange to me. I don't know why they would use the military to well, I don't know. I don't know about these military things. Those types of things I don't ever pick up on because, obviously they have their stuff protected. I don't pick up on that stuff. So you don't have to worry about me because I don't know. All I know is there's some jackwagon out there trying to steal, my identity and other identities out there, And for all I know, they could be the AI augmented people wanting to steal a real person's identity. And there's source connections. See, because a true soul has source connections, and they have this sacred wisdom, this knowledge that they're connected to, and so they want to trap that soul so that they can use them as a connector and a bridge to this knowledge, and then they can then harvest that knowledge for their own system, like AI. And they can use those gifts to dominate people who don't really know about this kind of stuff. And like I never did, when I was attacked, I haven't had no freaking clue. So in the environment, we've got the Three of Wands. We have an overseas opportunities. There's some preparations being made. Three of Wands. Hopes and fears. Hopes and fears. Somebody hopes to Knight of Cups somebody. So they want to make a love offer. They want to be Prince Charming, but it's all about trickery. This person's abusive. Trickery. Seven of Swords, betrayal. They're targeting your love. Outgoing energy. We've got the Seven of Wands. You're protected in this challenge, and you persevere. You're the star. You're the star, and your light is on, and your boundaries are solid. You're being very wary. You're not sharing yourself with everybody. You're avoiding these people. You're avoiding them. You're like, you're not going to get any charity from me. So you're holding yourself firm when it comes to this trickery. Very soon, you're coming into a life of luxury because of your perseverance and your hard work. Divine Masculine. Divine Feminine is here revealing the truth to the Emperor or about the Emperor. And we've got a failure here. Somebody has failed, causing a failure for the trickster, the fraudster. So you're getting a new beginning because you have developed some skills, worked with high standards, which is leaving these others in a tower. They're in a tower because, look, because the Empresses and the Queens of Cups, the love of Divine Feminine, is being claimed by another. in a new family tree. And I don't mean claimed as in a slavery or I own you or whatever. No, you're receiving a new love that is more in line with the match of your own love. So that's good. To Empresses, Queens of Cups, your love, your fantastic, beautiful, divine love, you're getting your new thing. And those other ones, they're getting disconnected from you. They're getting disconnected and they're heartbroken because, and they're afraid because now they have to carry that Ten of Wands burden that they forced you to carry. And there were a lot of them that were tricking you. You know, once one got the connection, they all decided to tag you, right? So you're coming home. Yeah. The Queen of Wands is having a homecoming with public recognition here. So, but you got some folks out there that are suffering. Look at this. You're leaving them behind. They're in a Ten of Swords, failure, in a collapse, and you are leaving. You are leaving behind, or somebody's moving forward to death. Their chariot is taking them to death. So they could be trying to make a love offer to somebody who is strong here in order to gain freedom, because they're being let go. They're being let go. Because this space is all about divine love, total love and support. King of Swords is here along with the Queen of Swords, and they're telling the truth, and justice is being served. Here, the law of cause and effect. The wheel is turning on this illusion, and you're moving forward with the Hierophant. You're coming home. So you're reconciled. So the thing about it is this reconciliation, we've got some folks out there, they're very intense, you know, these nasties, you know, they don't actually earn anything for themselves, unless you consider, you know, pirating people for everything, including their life and their soul. If you consider that work, then I suppose that's the type of work they do. But it's not really work that provides for the community. It extracts from the community. It takes from it without adding anything back. So there's no reciprocation at all. It's just a complete extraction. While wearing a smile and pretending to be that star, you know, energy. They want to download this star energy, this identity, into one of their chosen ones. Apparently, they're losing their mind. And they want to offload that attachment or that mental demon or whatever it is into a divine being. And then they want to extract out that divine being's wealth and their, you know, their identity, their home, their land, their bank account, their spiritual wealth and authority, all that good stuff. So we got the Lovers here in the central, in environment, the strength of two together. So we've got the power couples there, right? The Lovers. The Lovers. Suffering. The Lovers had been exploited. They're dealing with those who have exploited others. The Lovers, the strength of two together, could be dealing with those who have built themselves up by exploiting others. Others having power over you due to what they know. The Lovers could be together now and dealing with those who had power over them. They were trying to keep these twin flames apart because on their own they're very strong and potent, even though they may not see themselves as that. We're just two different types of beings, and so there could be some kind of a punishment here, some kind of a destruction. They could be challenged by this peeping. They might be peeping. They're getting some kind of a punishment for peeping on you, exploiting you. So they were exploiting the Lovers. They were spying on the Lovers. Exploitive labor practices. King of Pentacles is here. Chasing quick gains. So, all right. So this Lovers here. Somebody might have had a union with you in the past, in this life, or in a previous life. It could be that they exploited you because they had more knowledge than you. They could be challenged by, there could be some kind of a punishment coming because they were, you were their secret. They were peeping on you. And just like they're talking about now, they're talking about interpreting your intellectual property. They want to latch onto it with this relationship, and then they want to exploit your consciousness and then interpret your messaging, which is meant for you. And of course, they're going to misinterpret it because it's not meant for them. They won't be able to understand it as your soul would. They will completely misinterpret it. It'll mean something different to them. So we got the Knight of Wands here, overcoming challenges. Secret weapon. Secret weapon. Knight of Wands, secret weapon, pushing that love up the hill by himself. Oh, look at that. He's got a secret weapon. Look how powerful and passionately this King of Wands loves. And you know, in this particular instance, it has to be a pure love. It can't just be one of these lustful, low vibrational, reckless sex loves. So no, he's overcoming his challenges. And he's got big love. He's pushing a whole lot of love. Endless sacrifices for someone who doesn't appreciate it. A hopeless cycle of exertion and defeat. So he's revealing the arsenal of the unseen. He was a hopeless cycle of exertion and defeat. So he could have been trapped in one of those things. So now he's he and his team there made a quietly deadly silent strike. They gained an arsenal of information on the unseen by being in this kind of hopeless cycle. Intentions, expectations, we've got the Nine of Wands. That his faith was tested. He's been found resilient, and he has held his boundaries strong. He did not cave to this scenario of exploiting others for gain. He really worked he really made the effort to get that love up that mountain there. Whoa. So, oh my goodness. So what? Dang, they did it to King of Wands too? Of course they did. This here, what's going on? We got gossip, confusion. They were spreading misinformation about you. They made an unfair assessment regarding this digital whisper. So they were creating some kind of false scenario of you on the internet, and they were telling falsities. It could be that all these women were talking about all this stuff that you did or whatever, like many men tell about other women. I know that it happens to all of us. So, but you are resilient through that. King of Wands. Look at this. You've got a big old Ace of Cups. Wow, King of Wands has love. It's not just passion. That's big love. Look how big that love is. That's the secret weapon. The secret weapon is love. The secret weapon is love. King of Wands has the secret weapon, which is love. Love that never dies. Hope that is like a mustard seed. Never fails, never ends. But it's so tiny, you can't recognize it if you're a pirate, probably. So, Ace of Cups. Ace of Cups. Fatal blow. Love is delivering a fatal freaking blow. Love is delivering a fatal blow. It could be that this marriage, this union. Whoa, let's get some more information. We've got Seven of Swords. Tricksters, you could be delivering a fatal blow. Your love could be delivering a fatal blow to this trickster. Oh, they're distracted. Oh my goodness. They're having problems. You're still loved. Big, fantastic love. So we've got the Three of Wands here. Preparations, progress, triplicity. This could have been like a whole overseas enterprise. This manipulation, like this could be like agreements between countries. I don't know. I mean, there could be like little pods of like covens of sorcerers or whatever planted all over the damn world doing this kind of stuff. And it could very well be that they're getting into it, that now they want to tap or tag, or they're talking about KID napping, and they're talking about birth certificates and death. Apparently somebody hesitated, but they signed it anyway, a death certificate. So they're talking about suicide notes and these death certificates and these KID nappings and transfer of authorities and wealth and memory and all that, like they always do. So we've got Casanova here trying to make a love offer with the intention of competing for your inheritance. And that's what this is. It's all it ever is. You are a light being, a sun or a star of the divine. You carry this powerful light in you, and you get your inheritance. And then these ones come up, and the competition isn't about anything other than your inheritance. They want what you've been given. So basically, you have to fight for your right to live and experience and have what God says you can have. And it's been different, I guess, for quite a while, thousands of years, where nobody was really aware of what they were doing. Like, they feel that, yeah, I mentioned it earlier, never mind. So routine, it's a freaking routine. So yeah, Casanova, this is what his routine is. He makes a freaking offer of love. It's all about abusive relationships and tricking people. He's a teddy bear boy. He's very immature, big old body, very abusive fella, using the proper words of love to lure in the girls. Why? So that they can manipulate them and their lives, and then frame them and cast the illusions that they were unworthy of their inheritance, and that these Casanovas deserved it this round. So they're being exposed, and they did not get it. Their deceitful illusion, their magical illusions, it didn't work. So you got your stuff, but now, and they're getting a fatal blow. All that trickery, all that word magic that they spoke over your life is coming back on them. But they are still here as a Knight of Cups, making a love offer to steal from this divine feminine. It's exactly what they're doing. Seven of Wands. So we've got maintaining control. They may want to maintain control. The only way that they can is to trap another divine feminine. It could be that you, King of Wands, is maintaining control here. We've got reaching out first in the reverse. So it could be that divine feminine is maintaining control. They were trying to manipulate you. And in this new chapter, it looks like you're reaching out first, but you're not reaching out for them. You're maintaining control. You get to reach out for whoever it is that you feel like you're a match for, and they don't get to just come into your energy whenever they want. You know, they felt in the past, they felt that they could just come into anybody's energy whenever they wanted. I've heard these ones say, these harvesters, this freaking curator. They seem to think that if a woman is single, you know, focused on her job, living her life, you know, getting herself together, gathering her in from her education and adding value to her soul and stuff, preparing herself for motherhood perhaps. You got these guys coming in there. They feel that they can do whatever they want to do with her if she's living alone, if she's single. And they come in the dream state and they just take whatever they want of her energy. It's really wild. Now they can't do that. So you've got your barriers up there. You're maintaining control. You are protected. And you're not reaching out to them first. You don't have the time for this connection. It's best to leave it alone. So you're going to leave it alone. You don't have time for that kind of a connection, this cycle. You're leaving it alone. You're not reaching out to Casanova. You're not reaching out to Pretty Boy who wants to come up, little Mr. Teddy Boy with the sweet little boy grin, you know, coming up so that they can gain that sexual attachment and then drive your train, drive your car, drive your spiritual body. Use your energy to do their little tricks and such. So you're focused on long-term discipline rather than short-term comfort. You could be feeling empowered by choosing sobriety over alcohol. And we got this third-party situation. So you're sober. It could be that this third-party manipulator is drinking, crying in their cup. You're not reaching out to this person because they're nasty. You know, we've got you're a fiercely independent woman. You're getting this family ties, or you've been enfolded or accepted into a new family because of your powerful independent nature. You're very flexible. You can bend without breaking, even while under great duress. So you are a stable, reliable force that is not going to crack, or at least not crack to the point of irreparability, right? So you're able to keep your crap together. And these people who worship money miss the deadline. Look, they've lost their life force. They've lost their lifeline, which is you, Divine Feminine. And now they're talking about coming and doing a 3D life swap with people because they've missed the deadline, but they don't want you having the opportunity either. This is like one of those narcissistic things. It's like, well, if I can't have it, you can't either. You know, and it's this weird mental disease, and it's all about this. You're removing the walls built by cultural differences, and the walls are closing in on these ones because you're the unifier. They've been calling you that. They've been calling Divine Feminines the unifier. Like, the Divine Feminines don't have the prejudice that these masculines seem to have. These masculines seem to be very loving regarding separation, division, and domination. And I don't know exactly what's going on with that, but it's macro to micro, and it's a consciousness control. and, you know, intentional harvesting of energies. And I feel that, you know, these people have been in on it. Anyway, you're removing the walls built by cultural differences, and there's an ultimatum being delivered here. You're the gift. You were the gift. And we've got folks out there wearing your face. They've been like they're talking about now. They want to transfer your identity into somebody else. So somebody's been out there pretending that they were the gift. But you escaped. You escaped, revealed that they were mimicking you. You escaped the trap of these false people. So now there's an unexpected event. An unexpected event. You're taking a gamble, and there's going to be a successful breakthrough. And it's an impossibility of reversal, irreversibility of time. It's a permanent impact. This is in the shredder. Whatever this is, this previous cycle is going in the shredder, and it's guided from above. So guidance from above. You've got guidance from above. So these ones think that they're going to come in and they're going to get they're overloaded trying to get the happy ending all on their own. They didn't want you. They just wanted your love. They just wanted your energy, your loving energy. But you have been witnessed. Your person found you, or at least was able to recognize your light, was able to see your shine, was able to identify you and as you. And these others that have been trying to harvest you, they're being warned about imprisonment. They're going to be arrested. If they're supposed to treat you with respect, and they're supposed to, they're not supposed to violate your energy. You're getting a new beginning here. You're getting a new beginning because these ones threw your love away. They threw your love in the trash. They abandoned you. So now you're getting a new destiny. You're going to ride off into the sunset with your person here. A passionate love. You were destined to be. It's a strong, unbreakable bond. And you've got this person here was all about money, who lured in all these women to help them do this. They're getting choked out now because your distant twin flame is here. Danger is approaching. These ones have been condemned. They are drinking to try to numb it out because they have been rejected. Or maybe you are rejecting them. They have been caught in a trap. You have addressed or prevented future issues by addressing the root cause. You've been in here gathering all this information about this exploitation, about this identity transfer and all of this wealth transfer and all of that. Rooting out issues from their source promotes stability. So you were able to get in here and find out what was chewing on the bark of your tree. And now you've figured out what to do to make it so they cannot destroy your family trees anymore with this stupid manipulation. They like to marry into the clan, and then they proceed to destroy that particular family tree. They destroy it. Your channel is getting promoted. You may have a contract, an oath. So somebody may have offered you a new contract. Your channel being promoted could be random thoughts. You might be getting more clairaudient, more clear clairaudient. Unity and diversity, and you're not alone in this storm. You're not alone in this storm. And it could be that those who are undergoing, they're drowning in whatever it is they got going on. It could be there's no exit for them, that they are going under. And it could be that they're seeking help. Could be that you crying out for support gets you an unexpected surprise. Like, you might not have been expecting this kind of response from a desperate plea to the multiverse about this scenario. But you might be getting, maybe this is the big surprise, that it's an actual full reset rather than a partial one. So it's like we're getting new foundation keepers and everything. It's like the whole thing, like the whole system that has been like gatekeeping everybody into stagnancy, that like that's being destroyed. Casanova, Casanova has been consuming people's savings, their life value, their soul value, by reckless sex. He's been stealing the value out of the womb of power, and he's just been consuming it. He's a real jerk. False flame. So there's no commitment. Look, we've got commitment, false flame. It could be that you've got your hand up regarding commitment. They're like, these ones will not be able to have this. You're not reaching out to them. You get the opportunity, and they, look, you were the trump card. This guy was like, this is the pizza girl. So this is infidelity, the trump card. Like, this hidden powers were in the womb of the pizza girl, the young girls. So this is infidelity, and they could have been tapping that all the time. Like, these guys, they could have been taking very small gifts and giving it to these pure beings, thinking that they were special, and they were harvesting the womb of power out of all these beautiful feminines. They're getting some bad news. They're starting to malfunction because you are receiving high honor. They could be comparing themselves to you, and they were puppeting you. They trapped you, prisoner of war, and they saw you as just wealth. And now there's like a digital detox here, and a celebration for the twin flames. They're coming together. They're actually together. Now, there's a thing, like, this is a weird thing I've been hearing of, talking about the algorithm, and I did a few lives, and I'm telling you, there's something going on with the lives. Like, my phone will shut off after 30 minutes, and then it never uploads. And this has happened 5 times now. Not like 2 or 3 of them actually went all the way, but then they spun there for like 2 days and they never uploaded. So there's something going on with the algorithm. And I've heard these unseen folks talking about the algorithm, and they were losing power or losing connections or something. I don't know what's happening, but something's going on with the algorithm of this AI system. They need to harvest. They need source connections is what they need. That's where they're drawing their power from, I believe, is from these upper dimensional spaces. They need this upper dimensional energy. And this is so interesting. Some of these beings, all they got to do is tap you on the arm, and they can shut your nervous system down all the way. They can like give you paralysis just by doing that. It's so incredibly weird, but they're in a human body, but they're not actually human. It's strange, but they are running people like puppets. And, some of them, who chose to augment with AI and whatever, they're being ran like literal puppets. Like, every word and everything that's streaming through them, that's coming out of their mouth, is streaming through them, and their mouth is just moving. It's not even unfortunate. It's unfortunate. So we got the lovers here. We've got exploitation. Okay. The Lovers. So the Lovers are, they have a commitment to observe or to watch or to look for exploitation. That anyone that's trying to exploit the families, those committed to an empty nest, they're being observed. Those who were committed to exploiting others are being watched. Yeah. So the Lovers are here watching those who were committed to exploiting others. Yeah. Somebody is challenged by some kind of a punishment or some kind of a destruction happening. Something, or some kind of destruction befalling those who were peeping on you, remote viewing you, astral projecting to you, messing with your house in the night. Midnight gremlins. Those people who had been wandering and partying in your house in the midnight hour. They're doing it still, and they're making plans. So they got to get this harvest the old-fashioned way. Their magical death and stuff isn't working because God is like shutting that stuff down. It's like going back on them or whatever. So they gotta get down and dirty and do it the old-fashioned way. So that's, I think, what this civil war, it's a cover. It's a cover. They need a military operation or something. They got to do targeted strikes on whoever it is that they have decided that they want to harvest. However, the Divine Mother is stated to be prepared. They will not obtain you, and that they won't survive. So it's just really strange that there's all of this kind of threatening verbiage being kind of tossed around out there in the ethers, you know, and we actually have to hear it and stuff. It's kind of disturbing. You've gained your inheritance, and now they want yours. King of Pentacles here is chasing quick gains by trapping, by putting you in their jar. So that's what they do. They put people in freezer spells and then they extract out that wealth or something. But what? They were chasing quick gains, and they got themselves a royal one, a golden one, who has insight now as to their methods, as to what it was they were doing. They overestimated their potential returns and underestimated the risks. The golden nugget has insight now as to the practices of their gain, as to how this King of Pentacles has been gaining all this wealth. They've been freezing other people's lives. They've been holding them in stagnancy. They've been harvesting them at the gate, at the crossroads. King of Wands is overcoming challenges with a secret weapon. This huge love. Making endless sacrifices for someone who doesn't appreciate it. King of Wands. Making a deadly silent strike. Revealing the arsenal of the unseen. Your love is so big, and they held you back in stagnancy for so long, and they concentrated all of their filth into you, and you had to wrap it all up in love and alchemize it and push all that crap up that hill. And look how big it is. Look how much nastiness you alchemized into love. And now these ones, you are pushing it up that hill. You're pushing it up that hill. It's so beautiful. And then you've got all these Jezebels. They made an unfair evaluation of you, and they've been mirroring you or digital copycatting you, catfishing you on the internet. And it was not the true you. It was definitely an act. They were trying to manipulate others' perceptions regarding you, but it was nowhere near the truth. Catching. Making endless sacrifices for people who did not appreciate it. They were pulling up your seeds, and then they were imitating you unfairly. They were spreading lies and creating some kind of a false rumor about you. Got your barriers up. And they're in grief. So you're very resilient. You're very courageous. You are persistent. You're not giving up. They were spreading misinformation about you. It was all lies. They were focused on your shortcomings. They were not focused on your potentials. So they were really trying to screw up your reputation on the digital whisper kind of stuff. They're in grief. Because everybody's gossiping, they can see that it wasn't you. It's not you. Absolutely not. You've got this big old cup of love here, delivering a fatal blow. Your love is delivering it. Oh. You remain loving. See, and that's the thing. These people were trying to get divine feminine to be seen as a prostitute and as vengeful, wrathful, full of malice. And you just never were that. And so these women that were trying to copycat you and catfish you on the internet, they were behaving in that fashion. But when you came up and your channel opened up and got promoted and you started making your videos or doing your website or whatever it is that you do, it became very obvious that those ones that were catfishing you, they were living a whole different reality that had nothing to do with your life. They're trying to manipulate your life. They're getting wrath here for betraying you, for causing trickery to you, distractions, for causing distractions for you and your person. They might be getting distractions. This is a fatal blow and wrath for those who betrayed you. Now, they are, because they're receiving that, you know, and they feel that it's divine feminine's fault because they have been emancipated and they can't pull off that womb of power anymore. God kind of cut the cord to that because he didn't want that energy being used in this battle, right? So now they need to come forward and try to pour this wrath out on divine feminine. They need to drive your vehicle. They need to capture your vehicle and they need to drive your train. Upside down perspective. Distraction. Upside down perspective. A breath away from potential turmoil. Now these ones are thinking about bringing it to the collective or somebody, myself or somebody else. This could be an overseas thing that like this it's such this trafficking thing, this slave thing, you know. It's like they have been manipulating the divine feminine for a long time. Whoever these entities are that are portraying themselves as human masculines, but they're not. And they got females out there too. And it's weird. They got these superpowers, man. All they got to do is touch you and your whole nervous system freezes up. I don't know what species that would be. It could be the Jinn. I mean, the Jinn are said to be electrical fire. If they touch you, they can like, I don't know, it's like electrical fire. Maybe they can cause you to short circuit. I don't know. I haven't looked into those other beings too much, but I know that there are beings out there that can just touch you and cause your whole nervous system to fail. In the astral, there was a fellow who was trying to come up and talk to me, and there was a lady there, but she looked like a human, but she didn't have any skin, you know? I mean, she looked like meat, and the masculine of those beings was very big, and very much eye contact activation. Like, I saw one, we made eye contact, and he decided he was going to come charge me with his big giant sword. And as soon as I turned my head and broke the eye contact, it's like he lost all focus with me. So, but this female, she touched this masculine, this human masculine, who what appeared to be, was trying to come up here and talk to me. And he completely just went limp like a noodle and collapsed to the floor. So they have the ability, I guess there's like strengths, right? Levels 1, 2, 3, 4, kind of like that period monitor or whatever that the men are liking to try sometimes. Anyhow, people have been manipulating the divine feminine throughout the world, gaining a heart bond and then leaving them in isolation, driving their energy, driving their spiritual body, their chariot. They need a relationship, a partnership, a friendship, so that they can drive your chariot, your spiritual vessel. If they can't get an agreement out of you, then they come up and they try to force it in the 3D. So may God walk with all divine beings, and should anybody approach any divine being with the intent of delivering any kind of wrath, be immediately receiving their intention. Amen. Because we have a Knight of Cups here who's coming forward. Their intention, their hope is to come forward and make a love offer with the intention of stealing from you, so that they can keep up their routine of teddy bear boy, life of luxury, and no responsibility. They want to lay it all on you in the community. This has been the routine in the community, and they want to keep it going. They want to keep it going, but there's some stuff, like I heard the bitch is back. So they successfully, it seems, evicted out this King of Wands and whoever his person is. And they've been kind of keeping them here in a loop, pushing this love up. Maybe the King of Wands is the secret weapon for this divine feminine who has been pushing up this love. Take it as it resonates. So, yeah, all right. And then one thing that the mother has stated is that they're not going to be able to curse your land or your business, which I'm guessing that means you too. So we've got you. You are protected and maintaining control here. You're going to reach out first, but you're not reaching out to anybody. And any magic that they're trying to do over you right now is just rolling off of you. They don't have a connection. You're not reaching out to them. You're not offering them an energetic connection, a relationship, a partnership, a friendship, a collaboration of any kind. You don't want anything to do with them. You don't want them to, what do they call that? Endorse you. You don't want any of that. You don't want anything. You don't want any kind of connections with these people at all. Because this is what they do with it. This is what they do. And they got that big old smile. Aha, gotcha, got your energy. Yes, it's mine now. And then they get aboard your spiritual chariot and they decide to drive all over the heavens, wearing your damn face and your energy, and then proceeding to screw people over as you, right? So you're not going to reach out to any of those jackwagons. There's no love for them. It's like you're maintaining control. You're like, get out of my energy. This is not for you, and they cannot. Nothing's sticking to you. Now, yeah, like so. The mother stated that they're not going to be able to curse you or anything. So, whatever this is, a teddy bear boy is